10 here in Las Vegas. Harold Letterman, how do you have it through the first three?
Look at you. I'm very impressed with Vasyl Lomachenko. I've got a 3-0, 30-26 Vasyl Lomachenko. You got to give him an extra point for the knockdown of round one. And I got to tell you, his movement is sensational. His punches are sensational. The combinations are sensational. And his fast hands are incredible. Jim, I got one quick question for you. Why does Russel keep talking to Ramirez in English? I mean, the guy's from Mexicali, never fought in the United States. You would think he has a hard time on English, and Russell Morris speaks Spanish. But be as it may, 3-0 Lomachenko.
It's a heck of a question, and there is no logical answer. Vasyl Lomachenko's trainer, incidentally, is his father, Anatoly Lomachenko. But his manager, Egis Klimas, acknowledged to me yesterday that Joey Gamache, who's serving as the chief second in the corner, who was himself an excellent professional prize fighter, who worked a great deal under the late, great Emmanuel Stewart, may ultimately become Lomachenko's professional trainer. And that there's a period of time now in transition where he'll get to know Lomachenko, get to see him in the gym, get to watch his father work with him, and ultimately, most likely, Lomachenko will transition himself to the professional training of Joey Gamache.
Jim, I was in the locker rooms doing interviews. Have you mentioned Lomachenko's front foot?
I have not mentioned Lomachenko's front foot, and you should tell us about it, Matt.
The way, as active as he is with that lead foot, Roy, he constantly gets position on the outside, and once he gets position, he has the angle to punch. He's in good defensive position. I don't know if I've ever seen a front foot so active on a fighter.
Well, you know, there's so much mystique and so much talk about him. I got to ask you, were Bradley and Marquez watching Lomachenko?
No.
No. Okay. They got other work on their minds?
No. Serious business.
Serious business.
The right foot is always on the outside. Look, so he's always in punching. He always has the angle.
The one thing Ramirez can't do is sit back and let him bring the fight to him like this. If you let Lomachenko bring the fight to you, you're a dead man for sure.
I will tell you this, Max. He threw some combinations while you were gone that were mind-blowing. There is a touch of blood under Lomachenko's right eye.
Hands are free, guys.
I'm looking to try to figure out exactly what that is. Maybe a cut on the right cheek of Vasyl Lomachenko. And that could have come from a punch or a butt.
Good body shot.
Oh, another body shot knocked down.
He won't recover from that one, I don't think.
I wonder whether Ramirez will get up from this one. That was a thunderous shot, and Russell Moore is going to wave it off. Box count, and 80 of them have been body shots. I have a hunch, guys. That's about as close as Vasyl Lomachenko's father is going to come to saying you need a knockout to win the fight.
This is Lomachenko wanted to win a title as a pro and dreamt of this and wanted to do it right away. Well, here it is, Lomachenko. You're in against a tough guy who didn't show up to lie down. He's probably beating you. He's bigger than you. He's stronger than you. He's much more experienced. These are the championship rounds. You've never been this deep into a fight. What are you going to do about this? You asked for it, you got it.
He's 6 rounds beyond where he has ever been in a fight before. Vasyl Lomachenko in the black and yellow trunks. In case you've just joined us, we are live in San Antonio, Texas. The man in the black and yellow, Vasyl Lomachenko of Ukraine, trying to become the very first fighter in the history of boxing to win a world title in only his second professional fight. And so far, it doesn't look like it's going to happen, as Orlando Salido has played it cagey all the way through the week. Gave up his world title for the advantage of coming in with a big weight advantage over Lomachenko, and it's working for him. And that body shot, perhaps on the belt line, perhaps just below, appeared to hurt Lomachenko.
Yeah, but that was horribly low.
I feel that Lomachenko has gotten to Salido in the last round and a half. And special fighters, and to have his amateur record, you have to be special, can come up with big dramatic things in situations like this.
And he's learned a little bit already because he's now trying to snatch his hands away during the clinch and punch instead of just holding like he was earlier.
Now it's Salido who's doing the effective holding and taking advantage of the fact that Cole hasn't called much of it against Lomachenko.
Salido went down to the canvas a little too easily in the last round, betraying, you know, he may have a good poker face, but betraying the fact that he's tired and maybe worn down. And in this round, he's getting, it seems to me, a little more hurt than he should by these short little shots inside from Lomachenko.
And holding, and buying time. Getting away with the holding because Lomachenko has gotten away with that through much of the bout.
Lomachenko is getting much smarter, though. He's learning a lot tonight about true pro boxing, good body shot.
Yeah. Strafing left hand to the body from Lomachenko seemed to really hurt Salido there.
And now he's learning how to fight out of his break.
Salido holding again. Very effectively slowing Lomachenko down in a round that Lomachenko has been dominating.
But he's making him burn a lot of energy trying to pull those hands back.
Right, I was about to say it. Especially with his weight and strength advantage.
Yep.
Salido using every veteran tactic in the book on Lomachenko tonight.
Well, this is no amateur fight, is it, Roy Jones?
Not at all.
This is a pro fight.
And this is no amateur fighter that you're fighting against, because this guy has the heart of a real champion.
Let's go to the 7th round. Good one.
I think there's been a lot of close rounds where I have a clear edge.
Do you really?
Yeah, I think he's landed the significant blows in most of the rounds. However, I did get that last round to Russel. I like his aggression in there, and I like the way he closed it.
The only round that I think probably could be one where it honestly stood out was that 5th where Lomachenko.
That's true. That was the most decisive round, the biggest round for either fighter, and it was Lomachenko's round.
We're in the 7th. Lomachenko, the Ukrainian two-time Olympic gold medalist against Garry Russel, represented in the United States in 2008 games in Beijing, China. Russell swinging wildly and missing. That's not his style. Not too often you see Garry Russel in fights where he's missing.
It's very
tagged by an uppercut.
And it's got to be a little bit discouraging. Maybe not discouraging, but frustrating in Russell's part. He's used to landing every time he lets his hands go.
24-0 Garry Russell Jr. in a tough one win. Vasyl Lomachenko.
Stop. Nobody punch. Step away from each other. Step out. Box.
Lomachenko record 1-1. As I mentioned, recently turned professional. Nearly 400 fights as an amateur. That's big in the European circuit where you stay as an amateur as long as possible. Decided to go back and win a 2nd gold medal.
That was in the lightweight division, and he basically coasted his way through. There was no opposition for him, as there was in the previous Olympics in Beijing.
Body shot, Russell answered a couple of his own. Now we're starting to see Garry Russell put those combinations together.
He's not coming forward the way he was at the start of the round. And he's getting a little bit sloppy with his combinations now. There are more flurries from Russell than accurate combinations. And I think right now the cleaner puncher is Lomachenko as he advances.
Lomachenko lands one upstairs. Russell goes to the body. Good exchange between the two fighters. Weighing 125 pounds. Ooh, good left from Lomachenko. In the corner. Body shot from Lomachenko. Uppercut. Body shot again, Lomachenko. Good combination from the Ukrainian. That is hurt Garry Russell.
Left to the body.
Round starting to erupt here. Lomachenko going to get that body and body and body. Missing Wally is Russell. Another body shot from Lomachenko. The Ukrainian landing on the ribs of Russell at ease. 10 seconds to go in the round. Lomachenko closing strong. You see Garry Russell mouth open.
Place in this building. That means a bigger crowd than a year ago when Manny Pacquiao headlined the pay-per-view card against Brandon Rios here in the same arena. There are also 1,000 people watching on closed circuit, as we call it, in an adjoining room. So 14,000 plus live today in Macau, along with all of those of you in the United States who are watching on Saturday night.
Now against Salido, who was a big pressure fighter, we saw Lomachenko get better as the fight wore on. as though he became more energetic in the second half of the fight. Here, though, he's fought at a faster pace early, much more offensive-minded early. We'll see what happens if this fight continues on into the second half.
I mentioned it's a strong division, and some of the names have already come up. Lomachenko has the title belt. Johnny Gonzalez has the title belt. Nicholas Walters took one from Nonito Donaire October 18 in Carson, California. Evgeny Gradovich has the title belt, and you'll see him next week on the undercard of the Terrence Crawford fight in Omaha, Nebraska. Hard left hand by Lomachenko, up and under. He's landed that shot 2 or 3 times to good effect.
And although I agree with Roy that Rigondeaux is his smaller size means Lomachenko's favored there, that might be the best matchup of all.
Great skill matchup.
And when you ever had a chance to see two-time gold medalists fight against one another? We very rarely get to see 2 gold medalists fight one another.
Who, by the way, both have a chance to be the best pound-for-pound fighter in boxing in the not-too-distant future. Meantime, Alpiria Pino's still there, still pressuring, still throwing real shots.
You got to give him credit, son. He's taking some real punches tonight, and he keeps coming right back.
Well, not exactly a luxury life for Shanlatan Alpiria Pino. Comes from a small town in Thailand. His parents had a farm. They grew vegetables on the farm, sold them or bartered them for the things that they needed. Lomachenko hammering him against the ropes.
Looked like he took his sparring lessons getting kicked by a cow, because he's taking some shots here that have to be almost equivalent to getting kicked by a cow.
A small cow. A featherweight cow.
More like a racehorse, a thoroughbred.
Yeah, that's a good analogy for Lomachenko.
Well, the arms are a little short for a horse, though. That's why I went with the cow.
Alpiria Pino got in his left hook to the body and landed it with authority.
His picture in almost every one of them.
That's why he's called high tech.
Stop. Come here.
And now Lomachenko says, are you going to penalize him again? And Bird is going to penalize him again. Another point loss for Rodriguez.
1 point, low blow. You got to keep him up. Okay? Don't make me a part of the fight. Keep your punches up. All right. Let's go. Box.
Well, he's already made you a part of the fight, Robert. But that's okay. You're doing fine.
Well, you know, and I think Rodriguez, I don't know that he's deliberately doing this. He's trying to go to the body. Those punches are low, and they appropriately have to have him be warned. And Lomachenko's working Robert Bird as well at this point. And that's a direct byproduct, as you point out, of that fight against Orlando Salido when he didn't get help from the referee. That kind of hand speed from Lomachenko is what bedeviled Garry Russel in what we've said is his signature win. And it's the thing that every featherweight that faces him is going to have an issue with.
Yeah, they sure are.
The irony being, of course, that Russell may have the fastest hands in boxing.
That's ironic.
But he wasn't able to land that night. Another thing Lomachenko does so well, Roy, is change his speeds on his punches. Sometimes he'll hit you with the softball, sometimes he'll bring the medium, and then every once in a while you get the fastball, and your head goes, ooh, I snapped it back.
And that's a thing of experience, Jim. Anytime you find a good pitcher in baseball that's really experienced, he may be able to throw a 95-mile-an-hour fastball, but he doesn't use that every time. He uses tech to decide which pitch he'll use at what time. Same thing Lomachenko is doing right here.
Rodriguez grabs Lomachenko's left arm again. Lomachenko can't pull it loose and lands 3 shots with the right hand while Rodriguez is swinging him around.
9, 8, 7, 6.
Count the punches. More astonishing CompuBox numbers, which begin to make you wonder when or if Rodriguez's corner will see the better part of valor and stop the fight to limit the damage that is done to their fighter. In round 8, Lomachenko landed 48 of 106 punches. The 106 is high number for the fight. Rodriguez landed 4, count them, 4 of 32 punches. Lomachenko 30 of 67 power shots among those 106 that he threw.
And what's instructive about those 32 2 punches. The number of punches thrown by Rodriguez has
What a couple of right hooks. What a couple of right hooks there. And Rodriguez is down for the second time.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
And that was a conscious process for Rodriguez. He chose to stay right there.
Well, it could be.
They're just not going to hit anything. I'm going to move my entire head and body away with the feet. Sometimes it's in close and he lets the punch sail away, you know, harmlessly past him. Sometimes it's a catch and counter. And occasionally he gets hit, as you can see. There's blood on his face.
Armando Koasicha has been Romulo Koasicha's trainer since he was a little boy. I asked him yesterday, were you a fighter? No. So a non-fighter, a non-trainer who trains his son to become a fighter, and they've done reasonably well. Harold Letterman, how do you have it through 9?
Okay, Jim. I got it 9-0, 90-79, Vasyl Lomachenko. You know, Jim, the referee's got an obligation to look out for the safety of the fighters. And I got to tell you, Robert Byrd should really start thinking about stopping this one because, you know, this kid could get seriously hurt. You know, we see the amount of punches that Lomachenko's landing. He's given this kid a terrible beating. I scored 2 of the rounds already, 10-8 without a knockdown. That's how bad that Vasyl Lomachenko is laying it on Koasicha. You know, it's a fight that we ought to start screaming, stop the fight, you know. I mean, it's not bad. Anyway, 9-0, Vasyl Lomachenko.
And by the way, I want to pat Harold on the back for saying Vasyl. We're all saying Vasyl now. The first 2 times we covered him, we went with the phonetic look. We called him Vasyl. And at the end of Vasyl, it is apparently customary in Ukraine, where he comes from, in Eastern European,
Get off
or Eastern Europe, to add the E sound. So he pronounces his name Vasyl. That's why we're calling him Vasyl. After we were incorrect the first 2 times we covered him back in the day, more than a year ago, when we called him Vasyl.
And that's why I just called him Lomachenko.
Jim, you were mentioning,
pretty good move.
You were mentioning the fathers of the fighters earlier.
Yep.
And we notice this among the elite in boxing oftentimes. All the skill in the world and craft is great, and discipline is great, hard training. You got to have it genetically, too. Lomachenko has those fast twitch athletic muscles. The way Floyd, Pacquiao, when you talk about the elite guys in the sport, the very uppermost echelon, they're also great athletes. I know it seems as though that should go without saying, but I don't think it's always as obvious in boxing. We can talk a lot about how he's learned his way into this position, but
The body shots I told you about, Jim.
Yep.
There they are.
Some of this stuff you can't teach.
4, 5, 6.
First knockdown of the fight
7.
comes with a half-minute remaining in the 10th.
9.
And Koasicha's done.
Smart.
He doesn't want to go back and listen to his corner anymore.
No, there's no reason for this to continue, as Harold Letterman mentioned. Taking a big beating. Tier is fighting. He's a big, strong guy, but he's fighting conventionally. And Salido is an unconventional fighter. And I don't know how much this so far tells us about what a rematch between Lomachenko and Salido would look like.
It'll look pretty rough, Max. I can guarantee you that.
Yes, Rocky Martinez vowed to fight Lomachenko cleanly. Salido probably wouldn't make that vow. He proved again last week how skillfully he can hit you on the hip away from the referee's vision, or he can butt you, opening up cuts over both of Francisco Vargas's eyes without getting penalized. That was Orlando Salido. This is a different kind of fight.
Oh, good body shot by Lomachenko.
Might have been low, but
Oh, that hurt bad.
No, look where his right hand is. He kept the right hand plastered to his rib for the next 10 or 15 seconds after
Yeah,
that.
that hurt really bad.
Lomachenko's been pumping his jab very effectively into the face of Martinez, and about every fourth or fifth time that he looks as though he's set up to throw the jab, he'll shock Martinez by firing the straight left hand instead. He's landed most of those punches.
Hey, Roy, can you detect a pattern in Lomachenko's attack?
No pattern. He does whatever's necessary. Whatever a guy gives him, that's what he throws. But what I do detect is that he's slowing himself down some in case he's in a big fight, you know, or a long fight. He's not rushing and throwing 1,000 punches. like we usually see him, where he pick them one at a time, throwing one big banging shot, then he's taking it easy. He's being smart about it. Very economical on his attack.
See the look on Lomachenko's face. He's a boxer who likes to hurt the other guy. When he lands a big punch, it energizes him.
And sometimes you hear us talk about a fighter trying to keep the opponent at the end of his punches. You may never see a more graphic demonstration of a guy keeping the opponent at the end.
Those 2 punches.
Exactly.
You get a knockdown.
Well, it's interesting because if you're looking for the functional comparison that should emerge from this fight, the comparison is between Lomachenko and a guy whose career now has to rank as one of the biggest mysteries in the sport, Mikey Garcia. Mikey Garcia easily knocked out both Roman Martinez and Orlando Salido. And he had power, skill, craft, etc.
Pick him up. Let's go.
But seemingly not that overwhelmingly interested in pursuing a career as a great fighter. And he's been out of the ring now for more than 2 years after a dispute with his promoter. We assume he's going to pop back up with another promotional situation, but it hasn't happened yet.
Mikey is a really good technician with real good punching power. Better punching power, I think, than Lomachenko. But Lomachenko is a more explosive athlete. Oh,
well, that was pretty explosive.
Over.
What a right hook.
Over.
What a sensational right hook.
Over.
And it doesn't look like Rocky Martinez is going to get up from that.
Over.
In each one of the first 6 rounds of the fight. So we're halfway through the scheduled 12 rounds. Harold, how do you have it through 6?
I got to agree with the CompuBox guys. 6-0, 60-54, Vasyl Lomachenko. Jim, what a beautiful boxing job. I mean, he is really special. You know, the movement, the hand speed, the right jabs, the right hooks, the straight left hands. Boxing beautifully. I tell you, if there were more old guys like me around, you'd compare him to Willie Pep because he's that kind of a boxer. Absolutely beautiful boxing job for 6 rounds. 6-0, Vasyl Lomachenko.
Was Pep as aggressive and varied an offensive fighter as he is?
No question, Jim. Willie Pep was special. Willie Pep was quick. The only difference was that Willie Pep was right-handed.
well, there's more. Willie Pep couldn't crack, and Lomachenko can punch.
He wasn't a big puncher, but a beautiful boxer.
Yes, he does have a lot of pep in him. But a better puncher. He has a lot of Purnell in him, but maybe more of a combination puncher. Even as Purnell dominated, a lot of times it was 1s and 1-2s.
Yeah, he's just busier than Purnell.
What I need is, we have a interpreter in Lomachenko's corner to hear what he's saying, but I need me a damn interpreter for Nicholas Walters' corner because I can't understand nothing that they're telling him.
Well, and our great Spanish interpreter, Jerry Olaya, has the weekend off for very valid reasons, so we're guessing.
Good body shot. Partially blocked by Walters.
And I think you can tell by the number of people who are trying to talk at the same time in Walters' corner that there's a mixed message.
Oh, good shot.
Lomachenko finding the target more and more.
Stop. Here we go. Turn around.
1 minute to go in the 7th.
Now he's getting comfortable, Lomachenko is. He's starting to figure Walters out. He's not afraid of power no more because he knows how it feels. And now he's pressing his attack, trying to get him out of there.
I wonder if this level of fearlessness is a good idea against a guy who can punch like Walters. Walters badly off balance there. Gets in a good left hook. Still missing with the right hand.
And he's taking his best weapon away from him. Kind of the way we saw Rigondeaux take Nonito's left hook away.
Yes.
He's taking Nicholas Walters' straight right hand away. Like that right there.
Oh my God, I mean, he's toying with Nicholas Walters.
This is amazing.
What's going to be really funny is the next time Walters is in with a top fighter and scores a knockout.
Right, and we'll remember how good he really is. This is indeed becoming toyage.
I told you that 3 rounds ago.
Yeah, you did. To the body or head, he's done a lot of damage to Jim.
Right off the angles, Jim. I mean, straight shots, straight left hand to the solarplex. I mean, yes, from the left to the right. He's basically body beating Sosa to every point of the angle of the ring he can.
I like the speech that Sosa got in the corner. I think it was 1 round late.
Let's see. Lives up to it. Jason Sosa has come out and is showing you that he wants to make a bigger effort here in the 9th round.
His defense, Sosa's defense, is so wide open. Once Lomachenko starts throwing punches, I think that's when the referee is going to be really, really close to watch to stop this fight.
It's like watching a lumberjack with an axe go against a buzzsaw.
When you know the tree is almost down.
Exactly right.
I mean, the accuracy of Lomachenko with the right, the left, and just stay there and looks. He just pop shotting right now.
Yeah, it's more like a guy with a buzzsaw against a tree, I think, Jim.
A wobbling tree.
Yep. At this point, it's just a demonstration of how many shots Sosa can take.
Well, he's took a lot so far, and I think the referee is taking a close eye on Sosa taking any more unnecessarily punches.
Sosa's balance is so bad now that he almost went through the ropes on his own.
His eyes closed.
And Lomachenko, let's face it, Lomachenko's not laying the same kind of leather on him that he did in the last round.
Well, I think it's a little bit of mercy there that he's doing. I think
he is showing mercy.
To his credit, that's what he's doing, because the power is not there, Max, like it was the last round, because now
he's like he's hurt Sosa badly enough.
Right. And I think he wanted to throw punches with a referee and just come in and stop it, but the referee is not looking like he wants to stop it right now.
So who's going to save Sosa? Lomachenko's trying to save him. I've never seen that before.
The corner or the referee?
Right. It should be the corner and then the ref, but I've never seen before one fighter land a devastating punch to another fighter and then without the intent to mock, just out of sympathy, you know, himself looked like he experienced the shot, the way a fan would, like, ooh, that really hurt.
But this is it. This was 2 or 3 good body shots, and he's still letting it go on. But, you know, give Sosa a chance to go ahead and fire back. But right now, I think he's just waiting to get seriously hurt, and they need to pay attention real quickly.
Well, mercy from Lomachenko may be to hit him a little harder to end the fight.
We always say it. The clean knockout is merciful. It brings an end to the punishment. Lomachenko is not a devastating power puncher. He's a guy who's going to hit you 100 times.
But he beats you up, Jim. He beats you up bad.
And don't tell Rocky Martinez that, by the way.
Now he's coming stateside to try to grab all 4 against Crawford. Going to be a good one.
Yeah, I mean, the difference with Crawford is number 3 on my pound-for-pound list. Lomachenko number 1, Ward number 2. 2 and 3 very close. I mean, that's a great compliment just to be that high. But for me, Crawford, believe it or not, he has more physical ability than Lomachenko. He just goes about it a different way. But he has more power, more physical presence than Lomachenko. Lomachenko just has more dimensions.
Well, I like Crawford. He's actually number 2 on my pound-for-pound list. You know, Andre Ward, I have him number 1. Crawford, how many guys you see right now that can turn southpaw, knock you out in southpaw position, turn right-handed or orthodox, knock you out in that position as well? He's the only guy right now in boxing that's doing that. That's the reason why I have
there
number 2.
There used to be a player years ago in football, Kurtz, a defensive end, they called him the freak. That's what I call Crawford. Physically, he's a freak. That's why he can move up so many weight dimensions, because of his size and his abilities.
Lead left uppercut from Lomachenko here. Now places a right hand to the body and comes upstairs with that right hand to follow. Trying to split the guard. Goes around, doubles up the left hand. Comes back, 2 uppercuts on the inside now.
Can anybody say demoralizing?
That is it, isn't it, Teddy? If you're Marriaga, what could you possibly be thinking right now?
I want out.
Every which way you are outclassed. And keep in mind, Marriaga's a 2-time title challenger.
I think what you're thinking right now is what my great mentor Customato used to say, a different line of work.
Good body shot, backs him up. Good body shot again. The uppercut comes, wraps around the guard with a right hand. Lomachenko in prime form here in the 7th.
Jack Grease, experienced referee, getting a little closer, putting his eyes on Marriaga.
Chopping down with a right hand. Left uppercut just off the mark. Marriaga's taking damage. Lomachenko, right uppercut that time.
But let's give a little credit to Marriaga here. A lot of those punches are missing. A lot of being thrown. but a lot of missing. Two reasons why he's still there. One is because he is moving his head. He is surviving. And the other, he's got the heart of a fighter.
Vasyl settles in for just a moment, creates some range. Let's see if he goes on the attack in these last 20 seconds.
See, it's not just about the technical moves, the physical abilities. It's about the calmness. You have to be very calm to see the things in that ring in an uncalm place that Lomachenko sees.
Burrows up that left hand before firing it off, and a knockdown scored with a sweeping punch from Vasyl.
These are two top 10 pound-for-pound fighters in the world, but right now it seems like there is a big gap between the guy who's number 2 and the guy who's number 7.
For a guy who considers himself a gentleman sportsman, Lomachenko, he certainly adapted well to a dirtied up style, wouldn't you say, Tim?
That he learned from the Salido fight. You know, that was something that he was missing in his repertoire. You know, and I like it. I honestly like it. He's not going to allow anybody to be dirty with him and hit him with low blows or hit him in a headlock. And that's the way you react as a professional. If you want to be dirty, I'm going to be dirty right back. If the ref doesn't want to do anything about it, I'm going to do something about it.
Bernardo, what can you offer?
You know, in the corner, it was very interesting because they told him, we want you to spin him, we want you to feint and then throw quick combinations, and reminded him of that Salido fight because that's what changed. And you'll remember what he told us in the fighter meetings. Lomachenko said, I only need to make a mistake once and I learn, and that's what he's proven tonight, much to Tim and Mark's point.
Yeah, that Salido fight was the great learning experience. Put a notch in the belt. And now he's dealing with it perfectly here against Rigondeaux. And you can see he's getting a little more used to some of these tactics, especially with Rigondeaux bending down, creating a little bit of space, and then pumping in those right hands. Now turns to the side, takes the angle to the left to try to find something.
Tim, how do you solve Lomachenko, or how do you attempt to if you're Rigondeaux?
All I'm going to say is that I don't think that person is born yet. I truly believe that. His footwork.
There's a point deduction now, as Rigondeaux is going to be docked a point. I mean, he is so far down on the scorecards, seemingly as it is, but that is the first moment that Willis is making him and holding him accountable here.
The writer Breen Jonathan Butler did a study on Cuban fighters, and he said that Rigondeaux's face was the saddest I've seen on the island. And that pathos is what I saw in the corner there. A defeated guy.
A guy who was once a hero to countrymen, and then Fidel Castro called a traitor as he was trying to find freedom. And he found freedom, and he found wealth, and he found fame. But tonight, deep into the autumn of his career, he is finding the most skilled fighter in the world opposite him. Another combination from Loma, and Loma once again looks over at Willis. As we come to the end of round number 6 here.
Keep in mind what that accomplishment is. Going up in weight, trying to become the fastest in history to become a 3-division world champion. We saw Oscar De La Hoya sitting ringside, cheering on the fighter he promotes in Jorge Linares. Oscar De La Hoya, generationally one of the greats, won his 3rd weight class title in a 22nd pro fight. Lomachenko, if he pulls this off tonight, would do it in 12. That would be the best in history.
Really good round for Linares right now. I think it's a great round for Linares. Really good round for Suriya Hernandez as well.
Exactly. The punch has held up. Great work by Hernandez.
Hang out in that mid-distance range. He's real good at getting off the line, but sometimes he makes mistakes. Makes mistakes by coming back in that firing lane instead of going around.
good start to this round from the camp. Linares coming forward to open up the 10th round with a 4-punch combination. But then splitting that guard was Lomachenko. Pops that right hand back at him. Loma trying to work free there as Linares tied up that left hand.
Linares is getting real sneaky. He's throwing that left hook, trying to catch Loma when he comes in.
Jabbing in the angle from Lomachenko, didn't come with the left hand behind it. No throwing around the arms of Linares, but that cut is holding together for now.
Each guy has had, in essence, 2 careers. For Lomachenko, it was his amateur and is now his professional career. For Linares, after the Sergio Thompson fight, he was ready to quit. That was 13 rings ago.
We talked about the fact of how happy he was to be dedicating himself to make some changes and to have moments like this.
Robert Diaz of Golden Boy told us that Golden Boy wanted to drop him. He insisted no, the best is yet to come for Linares.
Excellent work on the inside by Lomachenko moments ago.
You see Linares step around.
By Linares with the right hand.
Linares for the Lomachenko. Yes, indeed.
Once again, that southpaw again hitting the target of that cut over the left eye of Linares.
Really high-level stuff.
Unbelievable stuff.
Right in the center of the ring. Lomachenko scores the knockdown.
7, 8, 9.
Beautiful shot by Loma.
I think these left hands by Lomachenko have been leading the way all night long. I understand that we haven't had a gap throughout the early rounds. I understand that Pedraza is doing his very best to work it at his style. But at least once or twice around, you get these left hands out of Lomachenko that when you're sitting here scoring the fight, they make you lean that way.
Because every defensive move leads to something offensive. And, you know, before, it's time to cite really one of the most influential figures in boxing, Anatoly Lomachenko. He had Vosdik, he has Usyk, he's created Loma. His influence on boxing is extraordinary, and he's the only trainer in the game doesn't talk. To us.
Doesn't care to. The father of Vasyl Lomachenko, who, as you said, helped craft a light heavyweight champion, a current cruiserweight champion, and his son, ESPN.com's pound-for-pound best in the world.
I once asked the strength and conditioning coach, Cecilio Flores, who worked in the camp, what did the father tell you? When did this start? He goes, oh, before Loma was born. It was all planned before he was born.
Every time Pedraza tries to retreat, and he goes out too wide, there's Loma with the combination. There it is again.
Three-punch combination from Lomachenko.
Keep him up, keep him up.
Pedraza has his moments when he's out long and he throws his combinations from a distance. And he gets out in time and don't allow Loma to close the gap on him for return fire.
He spoke of the necessity of lateral movement, but he's really too much in and out on a straight line.
Yes.
It's a good point, Mark.
Yes, it is. Nice looping left hand right there by Pedraza.
As Loma was going to the right.
Just changing the trajectory right there of his punch.
Then he goes with an uppercut to the body and tried to come back with a right hand as Loma continues to take short steps forward and then goes to the body himself. And now a good exchange in the middle of the ring here in the closing 20 seconds here of round number 7 as these champions willing to pick up the pace a bit. And a three-punch combination from Lomachenko. Just missed with a left hand, and Pedraza backs him up. Not
levels in boxing. And Crollla, a good former world champion, But at the moment, he looks like he's in with an absolute superstar.
Absolutely. I mean, he's showing why he's regarded as pound for pound #1. Going through the gears, the variation, you know, the tempo, you know, he doesn't stay at one pace. And there's a lovely right uppercut there, picking the shots well. Crolla's got to weather this storm now, get away from them ropes, try and work his way back to the center of the ring.
Yeah, the problem you got for Crollla is that Lomachenko is forcing him into each corner. He's using that footwork, and now he's starting to unload with the clusters of punches, and he's in trouble here, Crollla.
Big shots, left hook really troubled him. Anthony Crollla, and the referee's already having a close look. Back into the third, he's going to have to throw something back, he can't. And he's giving him a count, the referee. A standing count. What's going on? Lomachenko thought it was all over. And the referee, Jack Rice, gave him a standing count.
Well, all a little bit... It didn't seem that way. It didn't see him touch down. It's just strange from the referee there. But the only chance or hope that Crolla's got now is that Lomachenko had punched himself out, but with someone of the fitness, the speed, and the experience of Lomachenko. I doubt that's the case, and he's come out all guns firing, all guns blazing in this round again.
Oh, it's all too much this for Anthony Crollla. He's brave, he's defiant, as we knew he would be. But his eye as well is reddened, and the blistering array of Loma's arsenal is on full display. And a body shot as well here, and the referee might have to make a more serious decision, and that is to stop the fight or the corner. But Crollla is going to go out fighting, and he can't take it anymore. Down he goes inside the first minute of the fourth. That is definitively the end of the fight. And
rally, 21-12 total connect advantage in that last round. That was a great second half of that round rally by Lomachenko. So glad you've decided to spend this Saturday with us here, bringing you the action from London. Joe Tessitore, Tim Bradley, Andre Ward, our ace reporter Bernardo Osuna, and Mark Kriegel. Lomachenko and Campbell for 3 lightweight world championship belts.
Campbell having the success, he now truly believes that he can beat Lomachenko. You see the way he's fighting back in spots. And now that distance, he's doing a good job in maintaining the distance with the jab and also the left hand. That looping left hand, Tess.
That's what he started off the night with. He's that up jab from Lomachenko.
And then what he's doing really smartly is just anytime Loma gets close, he's banging him to the body.
Lead left hand from Lomachenko. Left hand to the body from Lomachenko. And there's that jab coming back from Campbell. The Campbell chant started up. 7 years ago, they watched him win a gold medal. Here they are watching him try to see if he can climb to the top of the mountain of pro boxing. In against the very best.
Vicious body work from Lomachenko.
Both guys going down to the body heavily right now.
There's that looping left hand again, Sonny.
Looping left hand, and also the body punch of Campbell. Anytime Loma steps inside.
Good combination, including a short left hand on the inside that went upstairs from Lomachenko. There are times where Lomachenko generates power and instant impact from only about 6 inches away. Like that.
Now Loma's found the mark. He's getting himself into a good rhythm right now on Campbell. Landing shot after shot.
There's that left hand again from Campbell. Loma always ready to return. Incredible atmosphere here at the O2 Arena. All the anticipation. Seeing if their gold medalist, the homegrown Britain hero, could be in a fight like this.
That's a good
He's
fight.
acquitted himself well.
Lomachenko trying to come back. Most of that block, that work to the body, and then digging to the body on the inside was Campbell. Short left hand from Lomachenko. Underneath, right hand to the body from Campbell. Closing the gap, but not firing off as Lomachenko was more willing there that time. Final seconds here of round number 8. Campbell goes up top. Loma goes to the belt line again. We've got ourselves a good one here for the lightweight championship belts.
Seconds out. Round 9.
Left hand. And you heard it
Round 8.
say it's a blowout. There is supreme confidence in the corner of Lopez. There always is. They're just doing it in a different way. More offense we saw out of Lomachenko in that last round. He landed 4 power shots in that last round. But overall in the fight, he's only landed 11 overall. Lopez has landed 38.
Loma's going to have to close that distance.
He's closing it right now.
He's going to have to close that distance and be in range like that, but still be as tight with his defense as possible.
Come here. You got to watch your head. You're coming
It's
in
a
with your head.
clash of heads there. So
Okay,
now
I got
Loma's
this.
coming
Let me
in
do this.
with his head.
You're okay with your head? Yeah.
Watch
Okay,
the
you have to watch
headbutt
your head
here.
too. All right, guys. Let's go. Watch your heads.
I mean, Teofimo has to understand. It may have been clean for the first half of the fight, but with it all on the line, this will turn into a fight. He's not just going to give the belts away.
Now you see Loma pressing on the gas a little bit. He's fighting with more urgency because he knows he's behind and he knows he only has so many rounds to try to make up the ground.
Right hand by Lopez.
And if you're Lopez, you got to stand your ground and not let Loma take any more ground.
Nice step around right there from Lopez. I said anytime Loma try to get on angles, step around with him. And you see it again. He steps with him.
Split the guard with a right hand. Oh, and there's a left hand from Lomachenko. And now he comes into the pocket and they're exchanging. Lomachenko's best offensive surge of the night. It comes at the halfway point of round 8.
Let go. Let go.
Things have changed, and now he's stepping to Teofimo.
He's got to close the distance.
Teofimo willing to trade. He throws a right hand of his own.
And Lopez has to continue to fight him off.
The fight has begun. Lomachenko looking to dig out of the hole. Lopez trying to throw fire back with fire.
Here it is right now. Loma started. He found the heartbeat now. He found the heartbeat. Got the rhythm going. Now he's letting in his offense. Being very accurate at the moment.
You see a little bit of redness around the eyes of Teofimo. There's the jab from the pound-for-pound best in the world. Right hand behind the jab. Lomachenko back out on the outside. Will he go back into the kitchen?
Lopez can't abandon the jab. He's got to continue to use that. That's what's gotten him up on the scorecards and has him in control of this fight right now.
Straight right hand moments ago. Looking for that right uppercut again. Remember, he had success a couple rounds ago with it. By far the most entertaining round of the fight. Mark down round number 8. Things changed.
Nakatani is one tough cookie.
Isn't he? Guy can take.
Loma lands a big body shot with that left hand. It's going to be hard for Nakatani to recover from that. If it lands in the right place.
See, sometimes we can confuse toughness with skill. Yes, toughness could be a part of skill. You can be tough, but skill is what matters inside that ring. Yes, you can be tough as well, but the skill that we're seeing from Lomachenko is showing.
It is something.
For Nakatani, you got to throw more right hands.
Yeah, the punch that Nakatani's missing is the left hook. He's missing a left hook. He doesn't have a left hook.
So he can't throw it.
I'm here at the theater at the Virgin Hotels Las Vegas. They have packed in every inch of it tonight to see Lomachenko. The place reopened on May 22nd, and it was Josh Taylor's history-making win against Jose Ramirez to become the undisputed junior welterweight champ. A week ago, we saw Naoya Inoue, who is right there atop the pound-for-pound list. Many have him top 3 in the world. And now a guy who had been number 1, Vasyl Lomachenko, looking to regain his status, trying to secure a rematch with Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez Sr., father and trainer of the undisputed lightweight champion, said, "We will do the rematch." Yes, it has to come next after our mandatory defense against Kambosos, though. And everybody would love to see that.
Well, say it again, Tess. The answer for Lomachenko to go home early is the left to the body. Straight right, or maybe a right hook. Straight right to the body, looping left to the body.
Nakatani is hurt. Can he finish him? He's trying to hold on against Loma. Nakatani is damaged. Remember, he went down in the 5th. He was hurt badly in the 6th, and now here in the 9th. Can he survive?
That right eye looks a bit closed to me from Nakatani. And more work right there from Lomachenko.
He's off balance. Let's see Loma close the show. Can he do it right here? Short work on the inside. Oh, straight left, and Nakatani just wraps him up. Look at his face. Damaged, battered, bruised. There's the left to the body. How is Nakatani standing up to this? Too tough for his own good. Lomachenko, body work, sweeping left hand. It is over. Loma is back. Vintage form. Vasily. Joe, Tim, and Dre back with you ringside right here at Madison Square Garden. Vasyl Lomachenko with an 88-36 connect advantage. Richard Comey has landed 21 body punches. And Dre, after that last round, Andre Rozier, his trainer, veteran trainer, said the pressure with the body shots, it'll get to him, but you have to commit to it. And that's something you're talking about, how mentally taxing and exhausting it can be going up against Lomachenko. You must stay the course. You have to stay with the strategy.
He's got that exactly. I mean, everybody has a plan against Lomachenko until they get in there. And when they start to see all these different movements and all of his matrix-like tactics, a lot of guys just get bewildered and they get beat mentally before they get beat physically. Doesn't seem to be the case with Comey right now, but Andre Rozier gave him the right instructions. Back him up, keep digging to the body.
My! Just sensational from Loma. Tagged him with the left, and now he's pointing to his corner. He's pointing to Comey's corner and saying, "You want me to give him more, or do you want to stop this?"
Comey's not good.
Left hand comes in. Loma ready to close the show. He told the corner what he's going to do to their fighter. Let's see if he can do it. Comey's holding on. Former lightweight champion himself. Now just trying to survive. The former #1 pound-for-pound best in the world. Lomachenko gives it a look at the legs of Comey. He can barely stand up. Lomachenko's telling the corner of Comey, "You should stop this." Lomachenko to the inside. Digging to the body, and Comey ties up. Instincts take over, trying to survive. Tough fighter from Ghana. So prideful.
Can get you knocked out.
It can be too tough for your own good sometimes. Uppercut lands, wobbles Comey, batters him upstairs. Raining in shots on both levels is Lomachenko. Comey finds the strength to punch back. Sweeping right hand misses, and Loma lands a left again. Comey firing an uppercut. So game to stay right there in the heat of the battle while being beaten down by Lomachenko. Dominating round. You know, a few times tonight you brought up the age, the youth of Ortiz. That was one of the questions we were wondering, Timmy and Dre. Curious to see how Loma looks after the layoff. He's not young. How much we would see with the reflexes, the responses, the footwork. Is he still the Loma that we've always known? Coming off what happened in the past year, going back home to Ukraine with the war. 34 years old, Ortiz 26 years old.
I don't see a lot of ring rust in Lomachenko, and I don't see a lot of age. He still is. He's still got a high motor and engine, but I do see Ortiz asserting himself, and you got to give him credit as well.
Loma landed the left hand, asserting himself from the start.
Look, in the last video I told you, front foot step shuffle, how many times have you seen Lomachenko been able to get to the weak side of Ortiz?
Exactly. That's
not many.
I'd actually like to see Loma spend more time inside like that, hitting to the body, raking shots over the top and underneath, because he's having success every time he's there.
Ortiz is holding right now. He's feeling his pace. Fellas, I got Loma behind in this fight. Loma right now needs to sweep these last rounds and the championship rounds. Ooh, nice right hand.
Right hand again, lead right hand from Ortiz.
Got Loma's attention.
There have been a few of those moments tonight.
But what's crazy to me is that when you see Ortiz, he has his lows and he buys his time with his foot feints and hand feints and upper body movement. Loma doesn't do anything. He needs to get active.
Ooh. Doubles up the right hand, put the right uppercut in there.
Good right hook from Lomachenko.
Two-punch combination with the right hook from Lomachenko.
Good right hand answer from Ortiz.
Man, that's a great fight.
It really is.
It is a skillful, high-level fight.
And Ortiz has made it that way, Tim.
Yes, it is. You see Loma right here is letting him rest. Letting him rest.
And Ortiz fills the hole, Tim.
There you go. Sneak attack.
The championship rounds, round number 11. Stiff left hand to start the round for Devin Haney.
And I think, again, either way, when they go back, I think Haney's going to see a lot of opportunities that he could have used that jab more than he has.
Oh! Loma connects with the right hand. And now fighting on the inside.
Loma coming on strong late. True to form as he's done the last couple fights.
Over the top after a left hook. Now Lomachenko.
Haney's hurt. Haney's hurt. His legs are hurt.
Shaky legs. We'll see if Lomachenko can take advantage.
He's just too easy to hit. Lomachenko, he's been allowing Lomachenko in the front door, fighting him square, trying to be a power puncher. It's not his game.
Lomachenko straight away with the right hand, over the top with the left, fighting in a phone booth, and Lomachenko taking advantage. Loma showing you age is just a number. 11 years older than Haney. And the willpower here in the 11th.
Yeah, this fight is being fought all in the wrong spaces for Haney, all in the right spaces for Lomachenko. Fighting on the inside, walking in the front door, letting those hands go with those short combinations on the inside.
Loma is in the front door. Can he close it behind him? Haney is swinging the miss with the right hand over the top.
And Haney's trying to answer everything with power. He's not that guy.
Three-punch combination lands for Lomachenko. straight left off the chin of Haney.
Lomachenko's found his timing, found his rhythm, knows how to get to Haney just too easily at this point. I think if he pours it on, he might be able to get a stop. Just off accumulation.
Haney not nearly aggressive enough, and it speaks to the exhaustion.
Yeah, but look how square he is.
Yeah.
He's completely square in front
Big
of his
target.
opponent, and right in the range for Lomachenko.
Under 30 seconds to go in round number 11.
Haney, who has in recent years shown himself to be a master of range, has not been able to find the range with Lomachenko all night long.
And he's been so concerned going to the body that it seems like he hasn't been able to shift his focus anywhere else.
Yeah, no, he's come in with a new game plan, and I just don't think it was a good idea.
Muddy and battered face of Kambosos. The connect advantage as we start this 11th round is Lomachenko 157 punches landed to 38 for Kambosos.
Well, you said that through the lead up, he was like one of the worst in
Yes.
copy box and landing. Again, it all has to do with his feet.
At the championship level, Kambosos at the championship level, as he tries to swipe that right hand to the body, only lands 10 punches per round at the championship level. That is one of the worst marks among elite fighters. Meanwhile, Lomachenko sits at the top of just about every CompuBox superlative.
How that 6-minute or 3-minute stare down? How is that looking now?
Face-offs and stare-downs don't matter once you get through those ropes, bro.
I'm just
As
saying.
you know better than anybody as a Hall of Famer.
Ooh, he's tough. Ooh, 3 minutes? Oh, wow. Yeah, okay. Skills.
That's what happened midweek. And their first face-off, it went for over 3 minutes, and then Kambosos did it again at the weigh-in. And right now, he has precious minutes left to try to answer this riddle of Lomachenko. Sports Center's coming your way next. But Lomachenko's hoping to sit on the throne as king of the lightweights. And the first step to get closer, he was so close a year ago against Devin Haney. He thought he went his way. He called it a robbery. So many observers thought he won the fight. It was a great fight. It was a close fight. Haney with excellent work to the body with the right hands early. Lomachenko came on mid-rounds and late, and then Haney swept the 12th for the slim win.
That path for Lomachenko to undisputed is ridiculous. The fighters that he's going to have to face.
Well, the division's loaded.
Like Shakur Stevenson? I mean,
maybe
Davis?
next week, Navarrete. And
Body
there
shot.
we go. Body shot scores the knockdown in the 11th. As if the damage to the eye isn't enough, Loma says, take that to the body. And now he looks to close it. And